beautiful freaking beings. Happy day 12? Maybe I said the wrong day yesterday. Happy day. Yeah, I did. Yesterday was 12. Today's 13. Happy day 13 of your 30-day meditation challenge. Today we're going to do a 15-minute follow the breath meditation. So this is what Abraham Hicks, who I adore, suggests for an energy reset. So we know that our thoughts, maybe we don't know this. So law of attraction states that like attracts like. This is my freaking jam, you guys. This is what gets my juices flowing. So like attracts like, which means that if you're having a negative thought, one, we have the option to choose these thoughts. I know that as we start to learn to cultivate awareness, this becomes more clear. But until we cultivate enough awareness that it's like, oh, I'm having this thought and I can choose a different thought, not this thought is choosing me and it's happening to me, but I'm choosing this. Cultivating awareness through a meditation practice is really empowering for the creation of anything that we want in our life. Anyway, so like attracts like, which means that if you're having a thought of sadness or something that displeases you or just some like minor irritation, if you give energy to that thought, then law of attraction would state that we're going to keep attracting more thoughts like that thought, and that's going to snowball, which then creates your point of attraction. Because thoughts have energy, have frequency, then that starts to radiate out into the frequency that is our biofield, is our aura. It becomes our point of attraction. So if you think of a magnet, say this magnet is programmed to attract leaves. I just looked at my tree. I don't know. This magnet is programmed to attract leaves, and your program is programmed to attract whatever you are thinking about for in an extended period of time. So this is not to fear your negative thoughts, but it's to become aware of them so that we can choose and make friends with these things that are coming up. Make friends with, these thoughts are here to show us something. When negative thoughts come up, it's here to show us information that we can transmute and do something with. So it's not to hide our heads in the sand and say, no, I don't want this thought, I'm choosing this thought. It's like, okay, why is this thought coming up? Let's do some work around it so that my subconscious doesn't keep just popping it up because I'm ignoring it. Look at it, forgiveness work around it, and then let it go and move on. Easier said than done, I will say. Obviously, things are cyclical and things will come back, a lot of the times, even though we're doing constant work around them. So, anyway, to change our point of attraction, it's really hard to go from that sad thought all the way to a joyful thought. But there's two ways we can do this. Is you cultivate enough awareness that you can guide yourself up the emotional guidance scale. Google that. I'll put a link or something in with this. Up the emotional guidance scale. So say you move from sadness to blame, and blame to anger. And so these things, maybe that doesn't seem better, but more energy, you're cultivating more energy as you climb up this ladder, and eventually you get to just like boredom maybe, and then maybe you're hopeful, and then after hopeful maybe you find a little bit of excitement, and then maybe you can come all the way up here to joy and appreciation and bliss, which is, if we hang out up here all the time, then eventually it would start to feel dull as well. And we're here to experience the full spectrum of human emotions so that we can have contrast and choose what we want to do. We've come into these bodies in this world of contrast so that we can choose what really lights us up and follow that path of least resistance, that path of guidance. Those things that light you up are there for a reason. But cultural conditioning and all of these things come in, and we tell ourselves that we shouldn't follow that path of least resistance or that path of divine guidance or those things that light us up because it's not normal or it's different than what society tells us to do, or your parents, the way you were raised, whatever it is. There's all these reasons, And those things are going to come up to be looked at when we start to cultivate awareness through meditation and through other healing modalities and physical practices. And yeah, okay. So the other way, other than guiding yourself up the emotional guidance scale, would be to just stop this train of thought altogether. These thoughts have momentum like snowballs, like a train. And so if you try to stop this train, it's going to be harder than just getting off the train. And getting off the train is going to be meditation. So we stop these trains of thought. And when we get back on, when you're ready to get back on a moving train, you get to choose which train you want to get on. So when we come out of a meditation like this, where we're just following the breath, it's really relaxed. Your awareness will be, when you do this enough, and maybe you're at a place in your meditation practice where this is really easy for you. Then the hardest part becomes stopping when we notice that we're having this momentum on a thought of something that doesn't feel good, that we don't want to attract into our lives, to stop and take the break and meditate and then start on something new. So when we're done with this meditation, this is why I always say that we're primed for creation after a meditation, because our brains are just ready for whatever thought we're going to plug in so that it can start momentum on it, because our brains are like computers, supercomputers, and they just want the easiest path, the most known path that they've gone down before. So if you can implant gratitude after these, it's like, oh, okay, then I'm going to keep looking for gratitude, things to be grateful for. And so this is where there's another tool that Abraham Hicks uses, and it's a treasure chest. It's like a tool, looking for things to put into your treasure chest. We'll call it that. I can't think of what it's called. But all day long, all you're doing is reminding yourself to look for things to appreciate, to put into your treasure box, so that at the end of the day, you get to look back at your treasure box and look at all these beautiful things that you experienced. And eventually this becomes your habit, your subconscious program, is that you're just looking for things to appreciate. And all of these things just start falling into a place because we're appreciating, and our vibration is up here, and maybe we come down a little bit, but then we recognize, or maybe you want to linger there. Sometimes, like, it's raining today, sometimes I kind of want to be moody and be like, oh, I want to drink tea and write about sad things and maybe watch an old movie and cry a little bit. Maybe you're not like that, but anyway, you have the choice to feel whatever you want to feel, and to stop the train and choose which one you want to get on next. So this is about stopping the train. We're going to do 15 minutes of just following the breath. You don't have to do anything other than find a nice, comfortable. I suggest sitting up for this one. So we're going to open up the lungs, open up the heart, and all you're going to do is follow your breath as if you were watching one particle of air in through your nose, down your larynx, into your heart, into your lungs, into your body, and then exhaling out one particle of carbon dioxide all the way up and back through out your nose and dissipating. So you're inhaling, watching the breath, feeling the sensations of that breath entering your nostrils, entering your body all the way into your lungs, and then exhale, following that breath back out. So closing the eyes, finding a nice comfortable seat. When you're sitting up, if it's helpful to put a bolster under your booty so that you can lengthen your back and you get a nice lumbar support, get her done. So closing the eyes, rolling the shoulders down and back, growing your crown chakra up toward the ceiling, and rooting your sits bones into your seat, wherever you are, into the earth. Just starting to follow the breath. your breath at the very tip top of your head. And then sigh it out. One more just like that. Deep inhale. Hold your breath at the top of your inhale. Hold, hold, hold. Take another sip. And then sigh it out. Noticing any thoughts, feelings, sensations. And then rubbing the palms together, creating some heat. Your hands are the extension of your healing heart. So thinking of one thing you're grateful for right now and holding the image of that thing in your heart. While you infuse your hands with that warm sense of gratitude and appreciation for whatever that image is in your mind. Holding it in your heart. Keep holding it in your heart as you place your hands over your eyes and your forehead. Placing them on the top of your head. Energizing your whole body. And if you have time, going into a rampage of appreciation, as Abraham Hicks would call it, writing a gratitude list, or even just allowing your mind to start gaining momentum on that thought of gratitude that we just held in our heart. So I hope you have the most beautiful day, and it's filled with miracles and synchronicities. Remember, you always have this practice and any of these practices to come back to in any moment, and the hardest part is recognizing in the moment to choose one of these and do it. So that's our work here, is cultivating enough conscious presence, present moment awareness, that we start to notice when our thoughts don't feel good, like they're coming from the version of ourselves that we're embodying, that we're attempting to embody and walk as heaven on earth, in this heaven on earth that we're creating. Who are you in the heaven on earth that is your mind? How do you show up? And are the thoughts that you are thinking right now in alignment with that person, with the person that has just created their heaven on earth? Be thinking the thoughts that you're thinking. If yes, keep going, snowball on those. If not, take a pause, choose a practice, any practice, and then choose a thought from there. After you've stopped momentum, choose a different thought that you want momentum on. Have the best day.